Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and welcome, people, to episode 138, I believe, of Dude and a Monkey. I am one of your co-hosts, Mark Foster, and as ever, I am joined by...
Ian Marc, hello.
Hello, and we are recording on a Thursday evening. We're recording the entire show. We were going to split it up, but we've not. We're recording the entire show on a Thursday evening.
That's got to be a first.
I think it is a first, yeah, because we've recorded a few times on a Thursday, but often what we've done is we've recorded on a Sunday and then on a Thursday as well. But we were going to record on Monday, but I didn't get home until 9:30 from work on Monday night. So, so it would have been a bit too late to start.
Yeah, it worked out well for us as well, to be fair. So no, it's all good. But yeah, I mean, so we're kind of skipping a week because we're not recording. We didn't record last weekend.
No.
So this is kind of essentially this week's show, and you didn't have one last week. In a way.
Yeah, this will probably be available the weekend of the 12th. And then there won't be a podcast the following weekend because we will be covering Star Wars, though. We'll be covering it the week after. The following weekend. Yes, there will be one the following weekend, won't there?
I'm gonna endeavour. Like, Star Wars is out next Thursday.
Yeah.
We'll probably do the show that Sunday.
Yeah.
I endeavour to have that show up within a couple of days, just because otherwise everybody's going to be sick of Star Wars, and also because we're not doing any editing and stuff. Literally, the last episode went up like last Sunday, I think, and I was putting it off because I was like, I just don't have time, and then I bloody did it, and I did it in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So it just, I don't know. I really just need to be less lazy with that.
I just need to find minutes.
No, that's the thing. You genuinely don't have time at the moment. I do. I'm just a dick.
Do you know what? Though? I'm amazing looking forward to is the fact we finish and we shut up shop, and our last fitting is a week tomorrow. So I've got a quick job to do, a quick pickup job to do on the Monday the 21st morning. But essentially from the 18th, whenever I finish that last fitting, which is an insanely busy day, from then, that's it. I'll have finished the new house, fingers crossed. I'm not doing out in the old house until after Christmas. So I'm going to have a week of doing nothing.
Nice.
Nothing, apart from... I've said to my missus, because the only room we're not doing in the house is the office. And I've said, if on like the 21st or the 22nd we go, fuck it, let's do the office. Then I've said we can go get the stuff we need for the office, and we can do the office as well. But at the moment we're that's the only room we're not doing, which has gone from we're decorating the living room to every fucking room.
It's just like, because we're not nearly as mammoth a job as you, but we decided to paint our bedroom.
Yeah.
And like literally, we've been sleeping in Lottie's room for the last getting on for 2 weeks now. We moved the bed in there because we painted it and then realised, well, we may as well kind of like spring clean in there and like do all sorts of shit. And it's just taken so long, and Donna's so busy with her photos, and we just don't know when it's going to get done. And this shit just drags and drags and drags. We think we're going to move back into the bedroom next week, but it's just like, why do we insist on doing this shit before Christmas?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We get the keys tomorrow. And before we move in on, at the latest, on the 18th, I've got the living room to decorate. We're also putting in a new fireplace and fire in there. The kitchen to no, we're not doing the kitchen actually. I've got a lot of things to put up in the kitchen. The dining room to decorate and all the furniture to essentially put together in the dining room. Isabel's bedroom, our bedroom, and the office to do. All of those before we move. Well, no, I'm not doing the office. Jesus. Those to do before we move in. Yeah, and work.
Yeah, man, it just, oh, God. Anyway, I'm sure people aren't too interested in our personal lives, but...
I'm sure they're not. So, Ian, before we get into trailers, has anything happened that doesn't involve stars and wars in the past week?
Did we say what we're doing?
Oh, we haven't, no. We're doing Krampus. We were originally going to do the night before. However, Ian didn't seem that fussed about the night before. Not that you didn't want to watch it, but didn't seem fussed.
I was more fussed for Krampus. I would say that comfortably.
But
Yes.
he was definitely looking forward to Krampus, and I thought, do you know what? Krampus is getting a lot of good buzz. I know Becky wants to see it. I know Ian really wants to see it, and I thought, do you know what?
Took one for the team.
I don't want to be the dick, right, who stopped Ian from going to see Krampus at the cinema because you wanted to see the night before, and then Ian to watch Krampus in like a few months' time and go, fuck, I wish I was at the cinema.
Yeah.
I will feel bad. So we're doing Krampus. We're also, because we're missing a week, we wouldn't have had time to fit in all the Star Wars, so we're doing The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi both today. We're also going to throw some what we've been watching at you, as well as some trailers, and I think we have a question so far. More might come in, more might not come in, and there'll be the usual sort of myriad of tangents and whatnot.
Indeed.
So, Ian, trailers.
Yeah, man. It's gotten busy just literally in the last couple of days, hasn't it? But which is weird. But yeah, we got a few to kind of catch up on, haven't we?
The only one I haven't watched is the BFG. I haven't watched that. Maybe
Okay, I mean,
I fucking don't care.
the thing is, I'm looking for potential first films at the cinema for Lottie, and so I was kind of interested. I don't think it's going to be. I think it looks maybe a bit too older kid for her. BFG.
You can see boring.
There's not much to the trailer. It's weird that it's Disney's the BFG. Like, it's a Roald Dahl. I mean, I expect, like, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory's like Warner Brothers and whatnot, but it's weird seeing a Roald Dahl thing with Disney on it. But anyway, yeah. Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, which I don't know. I'm very, very unsure of. It looks very busy. It looks really, really busy.
It looks busy. It also looks a little bit like they've set out to make a Superman movie, and then decided to put Batman in it, and then decided that they'd more like to make a Batman movie, but they know that it's supposed to be a Superman movie, so it's ended up being this thing in the middle. It looks like it'll be a little bit more fun than Man of Steel, which I really like Man of Steel, but it looks like it's driving a little bit more. It's not trying to be quite as serious as that at points, but also it does look a little bit like what they're doing is they're pitching two egos against each other, and Superman does look a little bit like he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, no, absolutely. And Eisenberg, I can't work out whether he's going to be fantastic or fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be in between. It's not. It's gonna be one or the other. And the thing is, the previous trailers, I haven't really been into him. The red capes are coming or whatever it is. He says I'm not really into that.
Yeah.
But that Clark Kent, shake your hand. There's a strong handshake. You do not want to get into trouble with that man or whatever it is. He said.
Get into a fight.
Yeah, that's good. And you're psychotic. That's just a word that stupid people use when they don't understand something, and it flicks Amy Adams' head. I'm quite into that as well. It looks like he's going to have the Lex Luthor is a dick. He
looks like a sociopathic bastard who is essentially going to play Superman and Batman against each other for his own end.
My worry is that it does look like he's in a different film.
Yeah, he does. He looks like he's in more of a... The best way I can describe it, he looks like he's in a comic book film,
yes.
And they look like they're in a graphic novel film.
Yeah, that's a great way of describing it. That's bang on. But yeah, I mean, Doomsday, who pops up at the end, apparently, whatever. That's one of the most generic looking fucking bad guys.
Yeah, it is.
That is brutal.
It's you get that bad guy and you go, oh, that's a bit CG. He looks like Abomination from The Incredible Hulk.
He is Abomination, isn't he? That's what it is. So,
but I do like the Wonder Woman just appearing. That was pretty cool.
And not saying anything.
Why?
No, well, I mean, and not saying anything.
Oh,
she doesn't say anything, does she?
No, she doesn't.
Which is a bit.
It's a bit like, Oh, that's a good way to introduce that character.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. I am looking forward to it more than I was. In fairness, I think the trailer did a better job of selling it. I was always going to go and see it. It just, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. I'm going to leave the one that I think you're most excited about.
Yes.
So the Brothers Grimsby new trailer for that dropped yesterday. I laughed a bit. I've got to say, I did. Sorry.
I've not watched it. I will watch the trailer. I doubt I'll even bother with the film, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of reserving judgment on that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. We will be reviewing this because Tyler Perry's in it.
Yeah. It also looks like a barrel of fun.
It does look really fun.
Yeah.
Straight up. Like Jordan said on WhatsApp, didn't he? It looks like it's come from the 90s. And yeah, it does. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
And like Rocksteady and Bebop are in it, for fuck's sake. You know, it's fine.
Because I still haven't seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I still haven't seen that yet. But now I actually want to watch that just from watching that trailer because
I watched that really drunk.
It looks it looks really good. I did look at it and think, do you know what? A Sunday morning, in whenever it's going to be out, I'm guessing it'll be either early summer or probably late summer.
Yeah.
Sunday morning, I'm looking forward to watching that. I'm looking forward to just seeing that. And also, Tyler Perry looks like he's going to do one of his a little bit mad kind of characters, which I quite like.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
But in a magnificent way.
Yeah, it's gonna be Alex Cross, scientist man. Brilliant. Yes, please. By the way, I think our Alex Cross commentary from a couple of years ago is still available. It should be anyway. Give it a listen.
You should, because because it's just brilliant. Not the commentary, well, both the commentary and the film are both magnificent.
Yeah, God, that fucking film, Jesus Christ.
That film.
And the final one before the kind of the big one, I suppose, The Legend of Tarzan, which already is, in all fairness, it does feel like if anything's going to bomb next summer, it could well be this. I mean, it's directed by David Yates, who's got Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them also out next year.
Yes.
And which project do you think Warner Brothers are going to want him to pay more attention to?
No. Yeah.
You know, it's Alexander Skarsgård somehow is the lead in a summer blockbuster film, and good on his agent. And I mean, my wife is very pleased about the fact. But I mean, if ever she was going to watch a Tarzan film, it would be because he's in it. And to be fair, I think maybe part of his casting is basically because of that to get that audience in. The trailer looks all right to me. I think I'm like. It's weird that you don't hear Tarzan speak at all. He just does his wail. But why not? Christoph Waltz is a bad guy. Samuel L. Jackson is hopefully a helper kind of guy. Margot Robbie is Jane.
Yeah. This is one of those ones that could absolutely bomb and disappear without a trace, or be like a sleeper hit.
Yeah.
You know, if it gets a few sort of good, kind of nice reviews, this could end up being one where it just kind of clicks.
It reminds me of Jack the Giant Slayer, where Bryan Singer was already like back in the X-Men fold and doing Days of Future Past when Jack the Giant Slayer was in post-production. And it almost kind of like, and it feels like, right, well, I wonder which one his attention's going to be on then. And I do wonder, but I'm, David Yates hasn't done a film since Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 2. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be his first feature film actually not in the Harry Potter universe. So that would be interesting in itself.
Done a film since then?
No.
Bloody hell.
And that was, I mean, Jesus, I was still working at View then, so it was before 2012.
It's been a long time since he's done out there. You know, that's...
So,
yeah.
He was one of those guys who got offered a shitload of stuff, and it was like, I don't think he could really, like, nail down anything that he really wanted to do. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm somewhat intrigued. If it gets good reviews or if there's nothing out that weekend, I'll happily see it.
Yeah, I'd happily agree with that on there.
And what's the other one then?
Oh, it is the wonder of the nice guys. The Shane Black writing and directing, with starring Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling. It's Shane Black doing what he does essentially. It's
None more black.
a buddy comedy that's a bit of a, the only thing that's not got a blackism in it is the fact that it doesn't appear to be set at Christmas.
Actually, they're like in the background of one of the shots. There is some sort of like Christmas ornament.
Oh, do you know what? That's just made it even better. But you've got Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling, Matt Bonner, Kim Basinger, whichever one it is now. I'm guessing there'll be a whole host of other people where you go, oh, it's him. In there. It's set in the 70s. You've got Russell Crowe playing a tough guy and Ryan Gosling playing I think he's a private eye, isn't he? But a bit of a bumbling one.
Yeah, seems like.
It looks magnificent. It genuinely does look absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
I laugh.
Yep.
The scene of Ryan Gosling sat on the toilet trying to keep the door open while holding the gun, whilst reading the magazine. It's brilliant.
It's all about the falling into the pool and the one guy just goes splat for me.
Yeah.
Like I am pumped. I really hope they release this on a weekend where it's able to have its day. Like I am all over this.
Yeah.
It's none more black. It looks like Kiss Kiss. It looks like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe.
It does. It literally. It looks. Do you know what it looks like? Then when they released Bad Lieutenant Port of Call New Orleans, where they essentially they went, it's not a remake. It's just taking the same idea and putting it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Looks like the nice guys. Looks like they've gone, what if we took Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and put it in the 70s?
And then, the sequel should be some sort of time travel thing where they find themselves in the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang world.
Exactly, yeah. Or they both, one travels forward in time, one travels back in time, and we get them in the 80s. Fuck it, why not?
God.
It actually just writes itself.
Oh my God.
It's this. Yeah, you do hope this gets it there. The thing is, Russell Crowe movies usually do quite well. He still has a good following.
Yeah, he's got a bank. Yeah.
Yeah, Gosling does have his, the fact that he's been away for a little bit and he's come back, I think will suit him quite well. And Shane Black, he's got a bit of a name again now. But I do like the fact that it's just him doing one of his movies. I like that.
I will just say as well, for the people who were annoyed by the fact it said from the director of Iron Man 3,
it's to get to watch it.
It's going to make more people see the film and make Shane Black more of a viable property.
Exactly.
Let them say from the director of Iron Man 3, yes, it's a shame you can't say from the director of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but it is what it is.
And as well, Shane Black won't care about,
of course he won't.
About that. This is a man who essentially loves the fact that he can take the piss out of what is it. If they said to him, oh, we're going to put this on there, it's going to make the film more money, he'll go, I don't give a shit, that makes me more fucking money and more people want to see my film. And also, as well, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, everybody loves it. It's a brilliant film. It's become a proper cult film. It bombed. It didn't make money.
Yeah, it did. It did really badly, and Joel Silver basically backed it as a favour to Shane Black to kind of get him some heat again. It is what it is. Man, I'm so excited.
They can't put from the writer of Lethal Weapon, because Lethal Weapon will be nearly 30 years old when that comes out.
Iron Man is a Pavlovian dog, Marvel, ding, 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 ding kind of thing. You know, I don't know, it will work.
Yeah, I'm really, really, really looking forward to that movie.
Yeah, fucking defo.
That is the movie next year where I'm going. If there's a Thursday night preview, I'm watching it there. If not, I'm taking the Friday off work.
Nice.
Yep. Right, so on to our main review, which is of Krampus, directed by Michael Dougherty, who directed the previous horror anthology movie, Trick or Treat, was it? Yeah, I am right in that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I started saying it and thought, I am right on this, aren't I? He also wrote Superman Returns and Urban Legends Bloody Mary, so we'll forgive him. Stars, who does it star? Adam Scott, Toni Collette, David Koechner, and a bunch of other people.
David Koechner, by the way.
Koechner, is it? Is that
yeah. Well, it's certainly not Koechner.
Yeah, well, I'm essentially, it's the story of every Christmas movie ever, mostly Christmas Vacation, but with a wish that invokes Krampus, which is essentially the evil Santa. Ian, Krampus, what do you think?
Fucking loved it. There you go. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I did. Yeah, but I mean, like, I watched it on a rainy as fuck December evening after having been in the car with Lottie for 4 hours that day, like, just really wanting to have a good time. This did it. From the start, I was in. You're going to have, like, fucking scenes of Black Friday shoppers going mental and bashing into store clerks and fighting over shit while it's beginning to look like Christmas plays in the background. You've got me. I am the film's property. And as it goes on, it sets things up really well. It builds up really slowly, really methodically. And when it goes bang, it's kind of like House of the Devil, where suddenly it just goes fucking mental. But then it kind of sustains the mental and just gets dark and twisted and fucked up. And I loved it. I mean, we'll get into it, but Mark, you are a dick. You have not given me any indication of what you thought of this.
Right. I'm glad we're recording this. I saw this on Sunday morning. I saw this at 20 to 11 on Sunday morning. I'm glad we didn't do the review on Sunday night, is what I'll say.
Okay.
Because I was incredibly lukewarm on this film when I came out of watching it. Veering's the side have been a little bit kind of about it. And then the more it's kind of sat with me, my issues with it have kind of dissipated. And then I've had this wave of, but I really like that bit, and I really like that bit. And I'm left now with this feeling of, do you know what? Next year, it'll be one of those films where, because I only watch Christmas films in December. I only watch them at Christmas. I won't watch a Christmas film in April or anything like that. I'm already looking forward to sitting on my sofa and slinging this on and watching this late one Christmas night when it's cold outside. I can do that. Because all of the issues have kind of gone away and been overtaken by the fact that when it's on and when it's working, this film really fucking works. And then there's a few bits for me where it goes a little bit... It doesn't work for me, but I've almost forgotten about those in like under a week's time, so they can't be that important.
I mean, can you think of anything specifically?
I loved the opening. I loved the opening build-up to it. However, I did feel that it got a bit sort of baggy towards the second part of the middle, if you know what I mean.
So is that like before the attic or
Just after the attic.
Oh right, okay, all right.
There, it dipped a little bit for me, and I felt a little bit kind of going, not really digging this. But I think that was. I think when I came out of the cinema, I thought that was for longer than it actually was. I think it was maybe a couple of minutes or something like that. And when I came out of the cinema, I thought it was longer. I thought it was like 20 minutes or something. But it can't have been because the film's only fucking 98 minutes long. So, yeah, there was that. I didn't like the ending until I thought about it and then thought, oh, wait a minute. I think I'm looking at the ending in the wrong way.
Okay, I'm intrigued. How were you looking at it?
Well, remember, guys, we're all spoilers all of the time. Well, I was looking at it as, you know, the snow globe, as essentially they're all now trapped in that snow globe, and they all have to just keep on repeating that day because that's what he wanted everything to be back as it was. But they've all realised that they're repeating that day.
It's the fact that they know.
Well, but that's what I thought. But then I was talking to Becky about it, and she said, "Yeah, that's not how I read it." I was like, so I didn't like that. I thought that doesn't sit well with me. This, you know, it just doesn't work with the film for me. But then she said, "No, that essentially that's how Krampus is going to keep an eye on them all through the snow globe, and that's how he keeps an eye on all these people. But they just happen to have, you know, remembered that they went through all of that shit."
I prefer the reading. I prefer the reading that they're stuck in the snow globe.
I don't like that one.
And they know they are. That's the thing. Like, I think that's a great ending.
Yeah, I that works.
Okay.
But I don't think, to me, it doesn't work for the kind of idea or the bits that I liked about the film, which essentially was a little bit like an R-rated Amblin movie.
But because I understand that. The thing I like about it is that you think the kid kind of like saying sorry and whatnot is going to be enough. And then Krampus not only rejects that, but twists the knife. I like that idea in a kind of like just a, you know, hey kid, you can't just say sorry and expect everything to go back to normal. That's not the way the world works. Fuck you. Oh yeah, have your happy ending. I'm going to give you 10 minutes or so, and then fuck you.
Yeah, you see, it's good that it is open to sort of different interpretations.
Yeah, totally.
But I didn't.
Yeah.
Then Becky said this, and I thought, oh, I actually quite like that though. That one works.
I like the fact that I like my reading of it, that, you know, the kid's saying sorry and he realises the error of his ways, and Krampus is like, I don't give a fuck. you summoned me. You're going to fucking deal with me now, you little bastard.
Yeah, I'm Krampus. I'm a dick.
Yeah, I'm Krampus. I'm an arsehole. Deal with it.
Yeah. I like the way that the way it deals with the characters, essentially, where all the time you're thinking, oh, well, that character will come back, then that character will come back.
Yeah, and they don't.
All the time you're thinking, oh, the daughter will come back, she'll come bursting in at some point. Oh, no.
It's just, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's the fact that everybody bloody dies. And what I think's really kind of interesting about it as well is that it sets up all these relationships that, you know, the like so-and-so doesn't go on with so-and-so and blah, blah, blah. And all that kind of stuff either stops or just gets solved through the situation. So you don't have people being antagonistic towards each other throughout the whole thing like it normally would be. It is just like, right, we're in this situation, we got to try and get out of it. I like that it's not David Koechner and Adam Scott bickering at each other the whole film like you'd kind of expect it to be, and then maybe they have a moment right at the end. No, they have that conversation like maybe about a third of the way through, when they're both kind of sitting at the window, and David Koechner says like, I'm sorry, I thought you were such a Pansy or whatever it was.
Yeah, I really didn't like him, so I thought he was such a essentially like Pansy.
I mean, like, I like the way that all that kind of stuff's done, and then it is basically them versus the situation.
Mm.
You know, I enjoyed that. You didn't need to create any more tension because Krampus and his minions were tension enough.
Yeah. Yes.
And it didn't feel overstuffed as a result. And also, I've got to say as well, this is PG-13 in the US.
Is it?
Yeah, and yeah, is it? Yes. The sequence with the attic, it is interspersed with David Koechner versus the Gingerbread Men, but you've got the fucking snake clown predator face thing with like just the cold dead eyes. And the little doll thing.
The Christmas angel.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, with the razor teeth.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's full on, man. It is like it cuts every now and then to David Koechner, but then it'll just cut back, and it's like snake predator clown is eating someone or trying to get at someone through a fucking air vent, while Christmas angel laughs and fucking tries to rip someone's throat out. Like it's
I'm gobsmacked that's a PG-13.
I know. Yeah, I mean 15 feels appropriate. I think that like it doesn't need an 18.
Oh, it doesn't need an 18.
Like to be fair, if I was 15, I'd probably be pretty wigged out watching that shit.
I mean, but then again, in saying that, I'd happily watch it with Isabel.
How old is she now?
She's 11, so I'd happily watch this with her. And, you know, with actually looking at it going, could I sneak her in? Nah, it's not worth it. But yeah, I'll happily.
The thing is, that.
But then again,
that sequence genuinely weirded me out.
Yeah, she's not that sort of freaked out by gore and stuff like that. And, you know, there's no. What we tend to avoid with it is. We're watching is anything that's overtly sexual or anything that we think is just that she won't understand.
Sure.
So, for instance, she can't see martyrs.
Yeah. Like Blue Velvet's not on their rotation just yet. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. But something like this would work quite well. You know, it's got that kind of that amped up Gremlins kind of aesthetic to it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's very much of that ilk, and it feels like a film made by a guy who likes horror, getting in actors who do give it their all. In fairness, my one complaint with the film that I really have is just Adam Scott. When shit is going bad, like The Attic, I don't know. This might be direction though. He kind of is a bit quippy, and it took me out of it. But he has a couple of one-liners, and it was just a bit like I'm not really feeling that. And it's kind of already hard enough to see Adam Scott as a family man who's got like a teenage kid and Toni Collette's his wife. That already feels like a bit of a stretch. And
the strange thing about Adam Scott is it's hard to sort of place how old he actually is. I mean, he's in his...
Yeah, that's true also. Yeah.
He quite easily, you know, the kid's supposed to be what...
He's in his 40s?
He's 42 or 43, I think.
Fair enough. All right, fair enough.
Adam Scott is a really strange one. He's been going for years. I think one of his first films he was in one of the Hellraiser... Bloodline, yeah, that was one of his first films. That was like 96.
Fucking hell.
So he's had like a 20-year career.
I don't know, I mean,
he's a strange one, Adam Scott, actually.
Oh, I'll tell you what, man, fucking never clean your glasses with menthol Kleenex. It's smeary as fuck now.
Oh, no, I use those, what is it ones? The glasses wipes.
Oh, Jesus, I fucked that up a treat, sorry.
Glasses, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Get the glasses wipes. They're fucking great.
Yeah, I left my fucking little glasses case in the cloth in work. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, so I don't know. it's an awful lot of fun. I, I mean, I would have liked to have seen more of Krampus himself.
Maybe, yeah. I think the good thing is he's the one you see the least of all. You know, you've got the minions running around, and you've got and he's the one you kind of see the least of. You see more of the outline of him, I suppose, would be the best way to describe it. You don't really see him up close there. I like the fact that he's a static expression.
Yes, sure.
I thought that worked really well. The fact that they've not tried to CGI him too much. He looks like there's no snarling movements or anything like that. Everything's static with the exception of a cold breath. Which I really liked. I also like the fact that it's all one location really. You know, with the exception of the little bit outside, it's all one house and a street.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, yeah, I mean, apart from the bit where the girl goes, and then the bit where they go to try and find the girl, and then right at the end, it's probably in the house for like a solid at least an hour of the runtime.
Exactly, yeah, which works really well for I think the film. You know, I mean, it's part of the reason it's a good way to keep budget down, to be honest. You know, and a lot of it, the dynamic, like you were saying, works really well. Some of the bits where the film's really good. Where the film could have failed, really, it is the whole kind of family dynamic of them kind of chatting could have failed quite badly, but it doesn't. It works really well within those bits. The interactions work quite well. It's fun. There's enough kids, but there's also enough of the adults and things like that. And having them all in one room worked really quite well.
Yeah, and I mean, like, nobody's an objectionable arsehole. I mean, David Koechner's character, I like how he appears basically like Randy Quaid in Christmas Vacation at the start, but he's fleshed out, and the whole kind of like a shepherd's got to watch his flock kind of thing. It's like, yeah, all right, fair enough, you know, and he's capable as well. You know, it's not like he's all mouth, no trousers.
Exactly. You know, at first you are introduced to me, and you will, anybody who's watched Christmas Vacation will go, oh, so he's say Randy Quaid. Nah, but then you very quickly realise that he's not a dick. He's just a little bit of a dick.
Yeah.
But it's one of those where he has no tact.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. I mean, he's slightly sociopathic in that kind of way, I suppose. But then you've got Alison Tolman who balances him out really well, I think, as well. And she's just very nice and very sweet. And that works well. I mean, Conchata Ferrell as the auntie's kind of doing her thing slightly, but I mean, she's sarcastic fat lady. You know, it is what
I could have done a little bit less of her, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
She felt a little bit like a character that was maybe funnier on the page, and it's not a bad performance. It's a perfectly fine performance, but it felt a little bit. Every time she started doing something, I'd be like, "Oh, here we go again."
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, but I don't know. I think maybe we're running out on this one, but it just I found it a great deal of fun. It's not going to be in my top 10. You know, it's not a 5-star film for me, but it is one that is going to be in my rotation, and I'm quite looking forward to making Lottie watch it in a decade's time. You know.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to sort of like it coming out sort of in the lead up to next Christmas, and watching it kind of at home. You know, sat, when it's fucking freezing outside on a horrible night, and going, I'm gonna watch Krampus because it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, straight up. Definitely not shit.
Yeah, definitely not shit.
Nice.
Right, we shall move on. I will let you explain what is happening in the penultimate part of our Ian and Marc Play With Their Lightsabers, where we are covering 1980s, The Empire Strikes Back. What is going on in this one, Ian?
Indeed. So it's directed by Erwin Kershner, director of RoboCop 2, and he's more celebrated for this.
Yeah.
And the gang is back, basically. So the film starts off on Hoth, where there is a rebel base, and the Imperial forces have essentially found the rebels. And the film basically deals with Luke going off to get his Jedi training with Yoda in the Dagobah system, while Han and Leia continuously flirt while Chewie makes noises in the background. And they evade the Empire and find themselves going to Cloud City, where they meet Lando Calrissian, played by the fantastic Billy D. Williams. And shit gets real. So, who wants to start?
I'll let you start.
Okay. I love Empire. I love all the three original films, and what I really like about it is the fact that it's got so many kind of plates spinning in the air, and it somehow manages to not break any of them, at least in my opinion. You've got Mark Hamill playing up the kind of slightly whiny but also confident, like the going on the lighter path of what Hayden Christensen was going on with episodes 1, 2, and 3, but with more personality and just more an obvious sense of good instead of bland. And I mean good in terms of personality, not performance necessarily. I mean, Hamill's not the strongest actor in the world. I think he does well, but lines like "Hey, that's my dinner." It's just it's a bit, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is with Hamill, and we'll talk about him in Jedi and his natty black suit in Jedi as well later. But yeah, I mean, this one, the Han and Leia relationship, I think is perfectly well done. It is kind of weird watching them all in such close proximity, where straight away in this one there's tension between them, like kind of sexual tension, whereas in A New Hope that's not quite there just as much. But it makes it very clear here. What I also like about this one is the fact that the cinematography is so much better. It's such a more lush looking film. And it feels like it had a bigger budget, you know. I don't know. I mean, like, you got the third act, which is one of the defining third acts of Hollywood cinema, frankly. You know, the film manages to end in a way that is pretty depressing, but also tinged with hope. You know, you're never of the opinion that the bad guys are truly going to win the day by the end, but you are kind of wondering what the fuck is going to happen next. And if you were watching this on original release, I can't imagine what that must have been like. But yeah, Mark, go on.
This is like widely regarded as the best of the films, isn't it?
It is widely regarded, yes.
Yeah. I promise I'm not being mince-faced. I promise. I really, really do. I think it's... I'm going to try and select my words carefully. I think it's messy and boring.
Jesus Christ, really?
Do you know what? Do you know what I said to Becky after we watched this? I'm really disappointed because when we started doing this, all I was looking at was going...
You had the best of intentions,
was going, right, I'm going to give the first three, the second three, so the first three of the films, but the prequels, another go, but I kind of know they're going to be shit. I watched Star Wars fairly recently, and it wasn't my bag. But I was looking at going, but Empire is the one everybody universally seems to love. And then the people who... there's always an argument between, is it Empire or is it Jedi the best one? And most people tend to go for Empire. So I was looking at it going, that's what I'm looking forward to, is because I know that I might not like the first four, but at least the last two I'm going to get something out of. And yeah, the Han and Leia stuff didn't work for me at all. It decided after the first one, oh, that kind of work, let's put it in, but it didn't actually sit right. Mark Hamill's crap. He looks like he's got some kind of weird skin condition, which if he does, I apologise, Mark.
Well, he had a motorcycle crash.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he
His
land?
face got
Land
fucked up.
skid along
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah, no, his face got fucked up. That's why they do
Then I
that bit at the
apologise.
start.
I did start by saying apologise.
Yeah, no, totally, you did. No, that's why they have the bit at the start where he's attacked.
Yeah, Harrison Ford looks like the time looks a little bit like Board Ford, and he looks like constantly was waiting for craft services to open. It just it. I was watching it going, why aren't you good? Why can't you in the Star Wars film I like? This is
What did Becky watch it?
yeah.
What was she like watching it?
Because she's a big Star Wars fan, and she
Mate, this whole thing must be like nails on chalkboard for you. I'm so sorry.
she remembered Empire being better. She didn't like it. It's the least favorite of the. It was. She thought it was her favorite of the what is it? But she's not watched it in about sort of 5-6 years. She didn't enjoy it this much this time. But that might have been because every few seconds she was turning around and looking at me, open mouth, going, "What? Fuck off!" Ah! All the time. Yeah, scary at all.
Okay.
I was also as well. I thought that the hand thing and the "I'm your father" bit was in Jedi. So when that arrived, I was like, "Oh, that's here. Oh, that's it. Oh."
Well, you say that's it. The whole thing in Jedi is him trying to save his father's soul.
Oh no, wait, no! I was meaning that is that it in this? We'll oh, don't worry, we will come to Jedi.
Oh God!
So yeah, I was unfortunately, yeah, I was a bit bored, and I feel.
What did you think? What did you think of the Battle of Hoth?
Which one was which bit was that?
At the start, the Hoth, the ice planet.
Yeah, no, meh. Just it's more zoom, zoom, zoom. That's it. That's all it's got.
But them tying the cable around the fucking AT-AT and then it falling down. I mean, you got to at least appreciate the miniature work.
Oh, the miniature work's fantastic. I like that, with the exception of the fact that that Yoda looks a little bit like a deformed gooseberry. The model work's fantastic, and that looks so much better than the CGI shit that we got in the first ones. I do like those bits, but the problem is it was wrapped up in bits that I just couldn't connect with. That I think is the key thing. Is these films don't get me, and I think if they get you and they get most people, but we'll come to my feelings on Star Wars as a whole when we talk about Jedi. Because it's a better place for me to summarise my feelings on it all.
We're going to need someone else, another voice on the Force Awakens review, I think.
The thing is, I'm still looking forward to the Force Awakens, and I still hope. Do you know what my worst fear about the Force Awakens is? That it's another Phantom Menace and everybody's disappointed, because that will be horrible. Because there is so many people looking forward to it and excited about it, and that's what's great about cinema, is the fact that people can get excited about it, and it will be fucking horrible. And I absolutely 100% will not be one of those people that will revel in the fact that it's shit if it's shit. I won't at all.
Okay.
I will be as gutted as not as gutted as Star Wars fans, but I will definitely not be one of those that will go, "See, told you Star Wars was just shit," because I don't want people to be disappointed. Because why would you want that? Why would you want essentially 2/3 of the fucking planet to go to the film and be looking forward to something and have a shitty time? You'd have to be you'd have to be a cunt. There's no other word for it. You would have to be a cunt. So that is what I am with The Force Awakens. I hope I have a great time. And if I don't have a great time, I hope every other fucker has a great time. Because I am absolutely 100% on the side of I'm the bastard here. I'm the one who's wrong. It's not you people. It's not you people who love it and are getting all of this out of it. You're the guys who are having fun. So how can I tell you that you're wrong? Because you're the people having fun.
I mean, okay. I mean, did you notice the cinematography being any better at all?
It did look nicer, yeah. It's a better made film. in terms of it's a better directed film. In terms of the fact that the director looks like he knows that the actors are not just toys brought to life that he can sell. Whereas that's what it does. Star Wars does feel a little bit like that in the ones that Lucas directs, where he's going, "Oh, look at this! This will make a great toy. This will make a great toy. This will make a great toy." Whereas this felt a little bit like it felt a little bit more like, right, we've got a rounded story and everything like that. I just felt that the story was a mess, really.
I don't see the mess thing. I mean, there's only really two threads.
Yeah, but the two threads, the mess bit is the fact that the Han and Leia thing were just dropped into it, and they just keep doing the same thing. That's it. I don't like you. You don't.
Well, no. In fairness, and Harrison Ford really early on is like, "Come on, you know you want it."
Yeah, that's just because she's a female, and that's his kind of space cowboy cad kind of thing.
I'm not too sure about that. He's going pretty full bore on her, and he's like, look, but it's also a combination of wanting her and also just wanting to be told he's right. And I quite like that. This is, It slightly feels like we're watching two different films almost, but it must just be because I'm watching it from a certain pair of eyes and you're watching it from a certain pair of eyes.
And that's absolutely it. The Yoda scene, every scene with Yoda in, I was cringing at how. I'm still baffled as to how Yoda became kind of like an iconic figure from these films, because he don't really do out, really, apart from wander around and go a lot.
Well, I mean, he's cheeky and he's constantly testing Luke, and he's also, and like, to be fair, the kind of having random words in his lines at any one time thing is a bit of a USP.
That's just irritating.
Oh my god!
He looks like one of the Hulk's hemorrhoids. I cannot get on with Yoda throughout any of these films. Honestly, I still don't understand the Force. Still don't get it. The Jedi's are still just. What is it about with hands as well? Why are they always chopping people's arms and hands off?
Because then they won't be able to use their lightsabers. That's a perfectly good answer. Mark, in fairness,
it's an all right answer, yeah. But they do go there. They do get violent very quickly. To say that they're supposed to be peaceful and they're only there to keep the peace, they get violent quickly.
Well, they get violent at each other.
They're very violent.
At each other.
Yeah. They're a bit like American police at a riot.
In all fairness,
they keep the peace, but fucking hell, we can get down now.
I agree with the prequels. The fact, like, at the start of episode 1, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are like, we're peacekeeping, no, we're not, we're going to fuck these robots up.
Because he's never mentioned, and then all of a sudden he's Ben or Obi-Wan or whatever the fuck his name is. He's his Jedi Master kind of guy. But Yoda keeps saying he was Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Master kind of guy.
That's a fair point.
You know, because Qui-Gon Ra's al Ghul isn't mentioned at all, and then just becomes a part of it.
In all fairness, as we discussed last week with the retconning and how badly that works, I'm on your side with that kind of stuff.
But there's a good explanation for the Anakin dead kind of thing that we mentioned last week in Jedi.
What did Steve clarify for us this week?
Steve clarified how Princess Leia is a princess.
Oh, that's right, and it's why was it?
Jimmy Smith's missus was Queen of Magic Town or somewhere.
Right.
and that's it, which makes perfect sense.
By the way, Steve, I'm sure he's not meaning to denigrate, by the way. I'm sure Mark's not trying to denigrate your lifelong fan.
I'm glad that's cleared up. That makes sense. You know, it's
Magic Town.
Yeah. I couldn't remember it. Queen of Alderaan, that's it.
Alderaan, yeah.
Alderaan, should have friggin' known that one. It's a fairly famous planet in this world. So that makes sense. But yeah, I just
want to say, they're violent at each other in this because Luke doesn't know he's his dad at that time. He just thinks it's someone who's going to kill my friends. So yeah, and also there's the is he going to go light side, is he going to go dark side thing.
But we know
and Vader.
Dark side.
Sorry?
We know he's not going to go dark.
Well, we know that, but the story doesn't.
Yeah, but we do. We know it because look at him.
Yeah, we know it.
He never looks at any point like he's going to go dark side. He does. He looks very wet.
No, yeah, I agree. Mark Hamill looks very wet. Yes, all I'm saying is in the story, it's uncertain whether he's going to go light or dark. We know because of cinematic tropes and the fact that Mark Hamill looks a bit wet. But in this world, you never know. Luke might be the fucking Terry Crews of the Star Wars world. It's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah. Probably is what it is.
Fucking. I need a drink. Definitely not shit. You're an idiot.
I'm going to have to say it. I thought it was a bit shit.
Didn't you give Star Wars Touching Cloth?
Yeah.
So,
what I've given definitely not shit is Revenge of the Sith.
You're saying Revenge of the Sith is better than The Empire Strikes Back?
In a roundabout way, I think I am, yeah.
Which one of these films is worse than Empire Strikes Back, Mark?
Which one of these films? The first one.
Which one of all the films is worse than Empire Strikes Back?
Oh, the first two are terrible.
Right, okay, fair enough. All right.
And,
Close.
Oh, God, they're so much worse than Empire, yeah. But I did think Empire was boring.
Oh, God, I don't even know what you're going to say about Jedi.
Weird.
Oh, well, yeah, all right. Let's do some what we watched. I need a beer.
All right, I'll let you go get a beer then.
Fuck me, sideways. Right, okay. Dear me. Yo.
You. Right. Do you want to start us with your first what you've been watching, or a few of you what you've been watching?
All right, Capitan. Shitload since we last recorded, in fairness. I'll very briefly mention A Very Merry Christmas, just because it's not a film, but I had a lot of fun with it. I know it's been getting some mixed reviews, and it's got its weak points, but yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to giving it a go. I'm not watching anything overtly Christmassy. I've watched a couple of kind of Christmas movies. I'm not watching anything overtly celebrating Christmas until I'm in the new house.
No, fair enough.
No decorations up or anything, because there's no fucking point in doing out here.
No, fair enough, man. I know. I mean, I'd say it's definitely worth doing with with a drink. You know, it's like to chill out with. But yeah, it's fun. I will say Phoenix, it's directed by Sofia Coppola, so of course it's in somewhere, and it kind of it's just why. They even Bill Murray actually says, play us something nobody knows. You know, so it's just for fuck's sake. So anyway, yes, Beethoven's Christmas Adventure. I was paid to watch it.
I think 8th Beethoven movie. Seventh, is it?
Yeah, Tom Arnold's the voice of Beethoven.
Oh my God, I'm watching this.
It's on Netflix UK. Stars the kid from Turbo Kid.
Is it?
Yeah, Monroe Chambers. Yeah, and Robert Picardo's the bad guy. So there you go. Beethoven's Christmas. No. Yeah, but anyway, I mean, it's not offensively bad, but it's fucking terrible.
Very good.
Yeah, I rewatched Ant-Man, which is as good as last time. It's a breath of fresh air in the Marvel universe, I think, and there you go. So how many more have I got? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. So I'll do two films that are going to be both contenders for my top 10 at the end of the year.
Oh, nice.
So Carol, which won't be a contender for the top 10 at the end of the year for you because Kate Blanchett's the star. Well, Rooney Mara is equally the star, but
yeah, no, I am looking forward to catching it, but obviously I won't get to catch it in the cinema unless it's still straggling around towards the end of the year. While I've got some time off, I might actually go and see it if I can.
I think it might be one that might be available at some point in the near future. So yeah, but I did see it in the cinema. And yeah, it's one of those films where it's for me, it's as good as everyone was saying it was.
Which is good. Often my worry about it was that it would end up being one of those where everybody says it's amazing because of certain subject matters within the film.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yes, exactly. But, it's like Fury Road where everyone was banging on about how good it was and it turned out to be as good as everyone said it was. So, So yeah, story for those who don't know, set in 50s New York. Carol, played by Kate Blanchett, is a rather unhappy kind of housewife married to Carl Chandler, who had a thing with a woman previously, and they now live separately. They have a strained relationship where they're kind of living separately but trying to make it work for the sake of their daughter. And Carol meets Therese, played by Rooney Mara, who's a shop assistant who she has a lot of male friends, and a lot of those male friends want to be more than friends, and she doesn't really seem to kind of fit in. She doesn't really know she knows what she wants to do in life, but she's feeling like she's in a holding pattern, and Carol comes into her life, and they kind of both change each other's lives. Now, what's really interesting is that it takes a long time for them to get down to it. Yeah. And before that, it's just, they both want each other. And it's not sexual tension as such. It's just more a sense of wanting to be... It's almost like they're a half and together they'd be whole, that kind of cheesy thing. But it does actually play it out quite well. They feel like two lost souls who are going to connect if one of them can kind of take the plunge, basically. And at the start, Therese is kind of musing about whether a woman can be in love with another woman and it not be sexual, but they just want to spend time with each other all the time. That kind of thing. And it's so it takes a while, and it's interesting because the certificate at the start says strong sex. Infrequent strong sex, and it's pretty much only one scene where they get down to it, and it's like the scene where they actually properly get together. And apart from that, it is more about the performance and about people who want to be with each other, but it's not like society telling them no, or just pushing them saying no. It's that they know society is going to tell them no.
Because my worry there again was a little bit that it would be one of those stories that we've kind of seen before, and it's a bit like, have we seen this before though?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a polemic. It doesn't actually feel like it's got a bee in its bonnet and something to say.
Yeah.
It's just a love story. But it's told with an amazing amount of style. The Carter Burwell score is amazing. That fucker's been on my iPhone for the last week and a half now, and it's the main theme is lovely. In particular, it was shot in 16mm, so it's grainy as fuck.
I bet, yeah.
Which is awesome. It very much feels. It very much evokes the 50s New York, but also it's set in winter. It's actually Christmas and New Year, for a large part of it set around then, and it kind of captures that the kind of the wintry, slightly desolate but sometimes really warm kind of thing that film cinematography can do. So that's great. I mean, the performances are top notch.
I love film. I love.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, the performance is top notch. I mean, Rooney Mara, her character just seems to grow from the moment she meets Carol. It's almost like she's kind of like the reins are taken off, and her character just grows. Her body language grows, and it's almost like her volume grows through the film. And by the end, she's like very confident, but there's some hurt going on there. The opening of the film, it's very much like Brief Encounter. Like, I think it's being a homage to, where there's like a conversation, someone interrupts the conversation, and then by the time you get to the end, you see what led up to that conversation and whatnot. And it's got an ending where you want it to go in one direction so much, but you're really, really unsure of whether it's going to. And it kind of plays you like a fiddle in that way, but I wouldn't say it's manipulative. It's done the hard work of making you want these two people to just be together. But also Carl Chandler, I don't think he's getting enough notice as well, because in fairness, it is about Cate Blanchett and Rooney Mara, but his character, he's this guy who's just hurt.
Yeah,
and he's kind of taken out in bad ways, but it's not like he's not like he's violent or anything. It's psychological stuff, but it's not because he's being evil or a dick. It's because he's been hurt by Cate Blanchett. And there's a scene with some lawyers towards the end where he doesn't say anything, but his reactions to what Cate Blanchett is saying, it is so fucking good. So yeah, Carol, man, it's really fucking great.
you see, I actually really want to see this because of all the sort of buzz it's been getting. To be honest, I'm actually quite looking forward to catching it. I kind of gutted a little bit that I won't get time in the next sort of week or so to get to it. So, but if I do, when I do get time, I'll definitely get to it. Certainly.
It's just it doesn't feel like it's film Twitter buzz. I think it is just genuinely, this is a great film. So there's that, and one other before I hand it off to you, Shaun the Sheep the movie, 5 out of 5. Probably going to be
Really?
in my top 10.
Really?
It's fucking amazing.
Ah, well, fair play, bud.
It's the funniest fucking thing I've seen this year.
It's almost mostly silent.
Yeah. Yeah, the humans in it speak basically like nonsense, like that kind of a thing. So it's like kind of body language, it's visual gags, it's silly, it's heartfelt, it tugs on the heartstrings and does so really well, but you're never like more than 10 seconds away from a joke. And it knows it's like 84 minutes long. It knows how long to be, and then gets the fuck out of Dodge. It's really, 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 really good. I've got a feeling it probably will be in my top 10, so I'll probably save it for then to talk about it more. But it's and to be fair, Carol's probably going to be in there as well, and I just talked about that for a while. But I'm mindful of the fact I've been speaking for a while now. But it's laugh out loud funny a lot.
Ah, good. I'll definitely get to that at some point over the next few weeks. I'm sure it's only 85 minutes long, isn't it? So it's an easy watch, that.
If you do, I can't remember if you have Amazon Prime or not now, but it is on Amazon Prime.
Is it? I don't, but I might rent it off there, to be honest.
Fair play.
Off iTunes, to be honest. All right, cool. Is that all of yours, or have you got a few more to do?
I'm not all for me, but I'll let you go.
I'll fire through mine. I've not watched that much really, just from being insanely busy. Rewatched Die Hard because it's Christmas and it's fucking Die Hard. So
I'll be getting there, bud.
It's magnificent, Die Hard. I don't need to tell anybody that. But it is. But a weird thing that I noticed more this time I watched it than I've ever noticed before is just how fucking good Michael Caine's score is in it. It's magnificent. It really does add to the entire film. I'd never really noticed that as much. It's Die Hard. It's fucking brilliant. I look forward to Christmas every year because I can watch Die Hard. I also was going to watch Die Hard 2 2. But remember that it's 2.5 hours long.
Fuck me, is it really?
Yeah, Die Hard 2 is 2.5 hours long. And so I thought, I haven't got 2.5 hours. I'll watch Die Hard 4 instead, which makes no sense because it's only 20 minutes fucking shorter. But in my mind, I didn't know that. And then I sat down to watch it, sat down, got everything sorted. So I had a drink and something to eat, and it was like, right, here we go. I'm watching Die Hard 4. And I forgot something about Die Hard 4. That when the credits started, and I'd made that commitment, it flashed up at me and I went, fuck! And it's directed by Len Wiseman, who I despise with a deep lying passion. Yeah, so, and I'm just, God, he's a fucking cunt, he really is. Yeah, Die Hard 4 is a mess of a movie. Which, can be explained by the fact that A, it was never supposed to be a Die Hard movie. B, the Justin Long character was originally supposed to be his son, and they changed it. His daughter was never supposed to be in it, and then they added it, I think, after they'd started shooting. And all of those things can kind of connect at the fact that Die Hard 4.0 is almost like a Die Hard reboot that they've tried to actually have with the same character and the same actor and everything. Bruce Willis is still entertaining in it. Timothy Olyphant is completely underused in it. Cliff Curtis is always great because he's Cliff Curtis. It's one thing that's really weird is it's got John McClane gleefully having a fight with a woman.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Timothy Olyphant's girlfriend in it. Is it Maggie Q?
Maggie Q, yeah.
Yeah.
Who also, strangely enough, and Maggie Q is one of those actresses who, she'd done a few films, she's from, like, Hawaii or something like that, but she went over to Hong Kong and made quite a few films out there and got quite big out there, and then was kind of, for a while in like the mid noughties, she was kind of thrust upon us, and none of us, I'm sure she's nice and anything like that, and she's not a terrible actress, but none of us really cared that much, really. She's called Maggie Q because her surname is really difficult to pronounce. Do you know what it is?
What?
Quigley.
Quigley?
Yeah, honestly.
Right, so that's why she's called Maggie Q then?
Yeah, Quigley. The Maggie Q thing annoys me. Maggie Quigley. Why does it need to be Maggie Q?
Because Quigley's not a very...
Yeah, it just feels like such a mid-noughties name.
Mm.
Yeah, there's a fight where she starts beating up John McClane, and he goes, "This is awesome. I get to beat up a girl." And he does with utter glee. And you're kind of there going, "Oh, this is... No, wait a minute, it's not. Is this bad? Is it not bad? Should I feel wrong about this? Is it out of... No, it's not. It can't be. I don't know where the sexual politics of this are."
Yeah.
Yes, he should be allowed to beat her up because why wouldn't he? Because she's kicking his ass. But it still feels weird. There's also a bit where he throws a car at a helicopter, which you kind of go, "Oh, come on. That looked cool." And there's so many points. And then you're going, Kevin Smith? Really? And apparently, Kevin Smith insisted that he wrote all his own lines in it.
Yeah, I heard that.
He wrote all his own lines. They filmed the scene, and then Bruce Willis went, "That's great, it's brilliant. Do you know what the only problem with it? What? It feels out of keeping with this, with the film, with the seriousness of the film." So they redid it and toned it down a little bit. That is the story. What bullshit? Are you fucking serious? Nothing could have been too quippy and funny for a fucking Die Hard movie. But then again, this is 2007 Bruce Willis, not Bruce Willis that now will literally do anything as long as the paycheck's big enough.
Yeah.
It's a strange movie. The ending makes no sense. His daughter doesn't need to be in it at all because he's built up enough of a kind of relationship with Justin Long's character that that you could imagine he'd be up for saving him. It's a fucking mess, but I actually enjoyed watching it. It's weird.
I need to rewatch that at some point.
It is a mess, but I still enjoy watching it.
I mean, fuck, I remember us reviewing Die Hard 5 a couple of years back, and we were all right with that as well, weren't we?
Fine with Die Hard 5, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm intrigued. I want to go back through the Die Hards. It's just like I'm kind of waiting for a time to do it. I might just get them all done, like, because I'm going to watch Die Hard in the next couple of weeks. Maybe I'll get them done in January.
Because I watched Die Hard with a Vengeance a few weeks ago, and I watched Die Hard, and then I watched Die Hard 4.0, and then I'm going to watch Die Hard 2 at some point.
Yeah,
because that was
actually got 2.5 hours spare.
Yeah, 2.5 hours spare, but that one's set at Christmas, so I've got to watch it this month. And then just to complete, I watched Die Hard 5, so I'll watch them completely out of sequence, but I will have watched them all in the space of like a 6 to 8 week period. I watched another Christmas action movie. I watched Money Train, the Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson play movie.
Is that Brett Ratner?
It's not. It's John Rubin.
Right, definitely not Brett Ratner. Where the fuck did I get that from?
What did he do?
No, I'm talking out my arse, mate. I don't know what I'm chatting about.
Yeah, and John Rubin is a strange one because he made some, Sleeping with the Enemy, and, he made the original Stepfather, and sort of bits like that. And this, which is obviously his crowning glory, is the movie where Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson are both transit cops, and they're brothers. Of course, why not?
Of course they are.
And Wesley Snipes is the together one, and Woody Harrelson is the fuck up with a gambling addiction. They end up, Woody Harrelson's character ends up robbing the money train. Jennifer Lopez is in there, doing her own voice, but sounding really bad at doing her own voice. Which, honestly, watch it, because, maybe don't watch it, but watch the trailer or something of it. Because it's her voice, but it sounds like she's putting her own voice on. It's really fucking weird. I still enjoy Money Train, and I do watch it every Christmas. It's shit, but I like it. And getting on to the last one that I've watched, I watched Ted 2. Now,
okay, yeah.
I'm really lukewarm on Ted. I liked it more the second time, but it's still a push. It's a 3 out of 5 star movie for me. I really, really liked Ted 2.
Okay.
I thought the jokes came thick and fast, which I don't think they did in Ted. I thought it was a little bit sweeter than Ted. It wasn't as nasty and kind of crass as Ted, while still being quite un-PC. It felt like it had more of a heart towards it. I like the fact that they constantly take the piss out of, or not even take the piss, but there's a running joke of Amanda Seyfried knows nothing about popular culture.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's good. Oh, fucking. Because she does. Is it like she doesn't really understand the Gollum thing?
Yeah, she doesn't get it. Yeah, and she doesn't.
Yeah.
She with the Star Wars thing, she doesn't understand Star Wars. She makes a Star Trek reference. And then the great thing of where they're talking about the amazing moment where they say, you're going to need a last name, and he just goes, Clubber Lang. And they're talking about Rocky, and she goes, so, what do you like? She said, like, the classics, and she reels off alone, and they don't know what she's talking about. And then the F. Scott Fitzgerald thing killed me.
I don't remember. Sorry, remind me.
Which she says to them, can either of you tell me who wrote Great Gatsby? And they both, I can't remember what they both say, but they say somebody random. I think Ted says Shakespeare, and I think Mark Wahlberg's character names like a fucking baseball player or something like that. And she says, no, it was F. Scott Fitzgerald. And they both go, whoa, I thought you liked the guy. And they go, what?
No, that's right.
Like,
yeah, okay.
Why are you saying F him? She's like, no, it's F. It's for his first name. Why are you saying F him? No, it's F. It stands for Frederick. No, it doesn't. It stands for fuck. No, it stands for Frederick. No, why would it just be called Frederick Scott Fitzgerald? It stands for fuck. You're wrong on that. The fact that they are just dimwits in this, which is brilliant. It's better than them actually kind of try to flesh them out. They're just idiots in this. It's the fact there's so many just like gross out jokes that are funny. The fact that they go to the fucking comedy club to celebrate and just shout out really offensive things.
Oh, for them to do improv.
Yeah, was just magnificent. And the fact they that's the bit where they go too far in it, but it works. I did like that. The fact that Donnie's back, and all that Ted's worried about with the fact of Donnie is that he's wearing a wig.
Oh yes, yeah.
And the way that Donnie works out which one's Ted is by singing "Sweet Caroline," and you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
He's brilliant, and then the dance. It's I loved it. I really, really liked it. I didn't think I'd say that because I was so lukewarm on the first and thought, why are they even bothering with the second? Oh, it's because there's a load of jokes there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I quite enjoyed it myself, actually. No great shakes, but I had a decent time with it. I think it's interesting because the first one did really, 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 really well at the box office, and the second one did shit. And I kind of feel like
it still made a decent amount of money.
Yeah, just not as much as they were expecting it to. Yeah. But like, it was like if you evened those out a bit, I kind of think it would be fair enough.
Yeah. Patrick Warburton's also fantastic in this one.
Oh, yes.
When they're just walking around just being jocks.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Yeah, look.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, man.
Really, really liked it. So go on, what else have you got? And then we'll get to Jedi.
Okay, so are you like, is that it? Yeah. Okay, so I've got 3 more. So Stonehurst Asylum.
I need to watch this.
Yeah, you do. It's on Netflix UK. It's the new film from Brad Anderson, and starry cast this. So Kate Beckinsale and Jim Sturgis. Yeah, fair enough. But then you got Ben Kingsley and Michael Caine and David Thewlis. What the fuck? It is, man. So the story is, and Brendan Gleeson turns up for 2 scenes. So the story is it is a terrible poster. I'm going to say what happens in about the first 20 to 25 minutes. What happens in the first 20 to 25 minutes, there does appear to be a twist, but it's not really. It's just kind of the setup for the film. But if you really don't want to know anything. No, so basically, Jim Sturgis is a doctor who arrives at Stonehurst Asylum because he wants to kind of learn asylum medicine from the greats, basically. He's greeted by Ben Kingsley, who's enacting an unorthodox method of asylum medicine where basically the lunatics are essentially kind of roaming around with the staff. But Jim Sturgis soon finds out that the lunatics are the staff, and Ben Kingsley basically led a rebellion against the doctors headed up by Michael Caine, and the doctors are locked up downstairs. So Jim Sturgis finds this out, and he basically has to try and deal with it and get the doctors out. He is aided / confronted by Kate Beckinsale, who plays an inmate who is very loyal to Ben Kingsley's character, but also doesn't appear to be as mad as everyone else. Stonehurst Asylum, it's Bobbins, but it's the kind of Bobbins that I quite enjoyed watching with a couple of cans of a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
It piles on plot twists, and when there aren't plot twists happening, it's kind of craziness and violence. So there's always stuff going on, but the bad thing is there's always stuff going on. It doesn't really take any time to just chill out for a bit. It's very plotty and it's very twisty, and the last 5-10 minutes are absolutely fucking retarded. it's amazing how dumb it is. Oh, it's the ending involves two characters dancing in Italy, and it's just how the fuck, what, who, where, when, and it's kind of amazing. But also, Brad Anderson, the guy who directed The Machinist and Session 9, has made a film with this ending.
I might watch this tonight, actually.
Mate, seriously, like, it's just like you start to see it coming. A character, basically, someone arrives at the asylum about 5-10 minutes from the end, and you're like, hang on a second, no. And then there's an explanation. It's like, no. And then it cuts to something. It's like, fuck off. But in a kind of a hurt so good kind of way. Yeah, I mean, it's mental. But it's kind of fun. It's about an hour and 45 minutes long, and it should have been 80. It really does wallow in itself. But I will say as well, David Thewlis plays really good dickhead henchman.
Oh, I can imagine that. Yeah.
Yeah, give it a watch, man. You'll probably quite enjoy it.
Yeah, probably will. Which is yeah.
And so ending up my one, I did Noah Baumbach's 2 films for this year.
He's had 2 out.
Yeah, While We're Young and Mistress America. So yeah, I actually really like both of them.
Fair enough. I can't get on with him.
That's the thing. I really, really didn't like Greenberg. I went to see that in the cinema and I was really annoyed by it. But I do kind of want to give it another go now.
I hated Greenberg. I thought it was utter shite.
Yeah.
What did I?
What do you think of Francis Ha?
Still not watched it. Because reason being, I despised The Squid and the Whale. I thought it was a pretentious piece of shite. The only people who thought they sounded smart said that they liked it. Margot at the Wedding was just dull.
I liked it. I haven't seen Margot at the Wedding.
It's just dull. Greenberg was just shit. I haven't seen Francis Ha yet. And I also... I've seen interviews with him, and I just think he's an incredibly unpleasant person. He comes an incredibly unpleasant person in interviews.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I don't have that much experience of him outside his films, to be fair. And like I say, I mean, I really didn't get on with Greenberg either. But yeah,
Really good reviews though.
Sorry?
That Wow We're Young's got really good reviews.
Yeah, I mean, The Guardian just named it their number 10 film of the year, which might give you some indication of whether you're going to like it or not, I suppose. But it's on Amazon Prime. I've got to say, Amazon Prime are stepping up their fucking game. They have, and the thing is, they let you download shit.
Yeah.
Which is just, it is great. It really is. I mean, we've been very critical of Amazon Prime in the past, and I've got to say, I'm using it more and more. But yeah, so While We're Young, stars Ben Stiller, Naomi Watts, Adam Driver, and Amanda Seyfried. Basically, the story is Ben Stiller and Naomi Watts are a childless couple in their early 40s who all their friends around them are having babies and whatnot, and they Ben Stiller is a kind of a documentary filmmaker who is kind of teaching a class, and Adam Driver goes to one of his classes along with Amanda Seyfried, who plays his wife, Adam Driver's wife, that is. And Adam Driver is a fan of Ben Stiller's work, and kind of they become friends, and Ben Stiller starts helping him with a project that he's got. And Stiller and Watts kind of fall for this couple and basically kind of try to relive their youth. And you can kind of guess where that's going. But there's some other shit going on in there as well. I've got to say, I mean, this film made me feel really old. Well, not really old, but older than my years, because I really, really identified with Ben Stiller's character in ways where, you kind of, you feel yourself getting more and more detached from younger people. and in a selfish way, you want to go back there, but you also kind of realise, well, no, that's not me now. And to be honest, I'm kind of really, really fucking glad that's not me now, because I just want to fucking chill out and not do all this mad shit constantly. And but it's also about his relationship with Naomi Watts, and they're kind of going through a bit of a holding pattern, and the kind of the no kids thing is slightly starting to eat away at them, but they're also annoyed by their friends' insistence that having kids will like solve all their problems and whatnot. So the thing is, Ben Stiller's basically playing a less asshole version of what he plays in Greenberg. Like in Greenberg, he's pretty much reprehensible. In here, it does feel like you understand him more. But I'm thinking maybe maybe if I watch Greenberg now, I might actually identify with that character a bit more. I don't know, because it was several years ago, and I do feel in my ways I've become a lot older kind of mentally over the last few years, in terms of
you could end up being more wound up by him.
Yeah, either or, eh? That's totally it. But I mean, Adam Driver and Amanda Seyfried, their characters, I don't really want to spoil anything, but it goes in certain directions. But I liked how their characters evolved, and a key kind of thing of the film is Ben Stiller realizing that no one gives a fuck about really about what he thinks, in terms of he's not the center of anyone's universe, and he needs to accept that and kind of move on. And I like that, and Adam Driver's character kind of opens that up very nicely. And Amanda Seyfried she's slightly more in the background compared to the other three, but she still kind of has her moments. And it's genuinely, I laughed quite a few times, but I did feel some kind of resonance there as well. You know, some connection, even though nobody in this film is a particular hero or anything. And I really enjoyed it. It's certainly not perfect, but I really enjoyed it. And that leads me to Mistress America, which it's Noah Baumbach switching back to his Greta Gerwig mode of being, there you go, but being a bit lighter and a bit more frivolous, and a bit more like 20s oriented or early 30s oriented as opposed to 40s. And I actually liked Mistress America more. Again, not going to be top 10 at the end of the year, but while we're young, 4 out of 5. Mistress America, probably a 4.5. And it's interesting because the first 15-20 minutes, it takes a bit of getting used to. The characters are basically, Lola Kirk plays a university student who's like a bit of an intellectual, a bit up herself, and her mum is getting married to Greta Gerwig's dad, so they kind of meet each other. And Greta Gerwig plays this woman who kind of like has loads of different things going on, but it's like she needs to kind of focus on something. It's like she's this and she's that, and she does a bit of this and she does a bit of this in her part time, and she volunteers here, and and it's a bit like you could really be a bit of a dick, actually. But as the film goes on, and it's her the kind of the layers being peeled off, and Lola Kirk's character realizing that she's not the be all and end all, but she's also not an arsehole, and she is just a human being who's trying to make it in the world. And then weirdly, in the second half, it kind of turns into a screwball comedy where it's largely in one location and there's multiple characters. And the situation just gets more absurdist as it goes on. And it's almost like this weird one-act play in the middle of this film, but it works really well. It's like the staging of it is almost like a stage play, but not in a pretentious way. Oh shit! I just realised what the time is. Fuck. Okay. Anyway, It's really good. You probably won't like it. But I really enjoyed it. I thought the two central performances were really good. Solid stuff all around. Return of the Jedi.
Yep, go on. I'll let you go with what's going on.
Okay, so directed by Richard Marquand, which is a fantastic name, and it's got, I was about to say who it stars, but it's got everybody who was in the previous one, so fuck it. So Ewoks and Jabba and the Emperor is in this one, played by Ian McDiarmid, who is in the fucking prequels, which is kind of crazy, really, given the length of time between the two. And yeah, so basically, Han's been frozen in carbonite. Luke and the gang spend the first act of the film trying to rescue him from Jabba the Hutt, and then basically it kind of just kicks on, really. Luke confronts Darth Vader and the Emperor. Han, Leia, and Chewie meet the Ewoks and kind of mount a resistance on the forest moon of Endor, and shit gets real again. Go on then, fucking whine away.
No, can't. Really enjoyed it.
Hey!
Really enjoyed it. It's a great family entertainment kind of romp. Really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. It's got a lot of heart. It's got Carrie Fisher in not a lot of clothes, looking banging. Finally, Han Solo actually seems like a cool character. Luke Skywalker seems a little bit more kind of badass, like he's found himself. It worked for me this time with this one. I really, really enjoyed it. It's only criticism. It's a little bit too long, but beyond that, it's really enjoyable.
Okay, brilliant. I've got to say, I mean, I'll be honest. For me, I think this is kind of slightly on a par with Empire, which is kind of heresy for a lot of people.
It's a lot more fucking. It's a lot more entertaining than Empire, which these films are supposed to be family entertainment movies.
Yeah, no, I mean, the thing is, I think the look of it is awesome. I love how many stars there are in the sky.
Mm.
And, it's in space in this one. It feels like in this one in particular, there's a shitload of stars.
Yeah, there's not been enough fucking stars in these movies.
Genuinely though, the model work is awesome.
Yeah.
I just fantastic. I mean, the score is all just there all the time, and it's awesome. And I've got to say, I really like the Ewoks. I really like them.
Yeah, I've no problem. They're fun. When that guy is holding out his Ewok spear, what is it, and going, oh yeah, Princess Leia, and she's just going, oh, he's adorable. Essentially, that's what she's thinking. And he's not. He's defending his territory. You do go, I like that guy.
And, I mean, it's also got the kind of amazing moment where there's the explosion and the Ewoks flump to the ground, and then the one of them gets up and he's just shaking the other one, and then realizes what's happened and just bends down and cradles him.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't, that's, at that moment, it's just like, right, these little teddy bear dudes, they know how to fight, but they also feel.
Yeah.
And I mean, they got big black eyes, they talk nonsense, but they're not pratfalling like Jar Jar Binks. They're not just like, oh, I'm going to step over here and oops, and oh, I blew up something, and oh, Misa, so sorry. It's not that. They know how to fight, and they are defending their territory, but it just so happens that they're also very cute.
Yeah, it is. It's they're a fun character to have within the world. You know, the kind of fun characters that we've had pretty much throughout all of them have been R2D2 and C3PO, and I utterly despise C3PO as a character, whereas R2D2 is, let's be honest, the fucking star of the show throughout the entire series. But these guys just added a fun dimension to it.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is as well, the introduction of the Emperor here, he is a properly intense, menacing bad guy. Like with the eyes and the look on him and the kind of like, I can feel your anger. You know, it seems like he's getting off on it like all the time. It feels like he's really enjoying himself.
And as well, he's a little bit like he's aware of the fact that the dark side is a more power. That's what I get from these. I might be wrong, but what I personally get from this is that the dark side is a more powerful force than the not dark side. I don't want to say the light side and be wrong. It's a more powerful force, but it corrupts. And that's the problem with it. That's why they're not. That's why Jedis are not supposed to go to the dark side, because yes, there's more power there, but it's too much power for one person, kind of thing.
Yeah, sure.
And that's that. But his only aim seems to be just to be a dick. He's not doing it to gain more power because he's already got all the power. He's just doing it to kind of tip the balance towards his ideals.
Yeah, exactly. I mean that's the thing. And to be fair, I like how this runs through the prequels as well. How it is the Emperor constantly looking for the next big thing in apprenticeships. Like he basically starts off with Dooku, and then replaces him with Anakin.
Yeah,
and then he tries to replace Anakin with Luke. But Luke basically says no, essentially. You know, I like the way that it's Dooku gets basically too old, and Palpatine thinks, right, I'm going to need a new one now. Gets Anakin, and then Anakin gets too old, and he's like, right, I'm going to need a new one now, and tries to get Luke.
Yeah,
I mean that's exactly. You know, it's that stuff's fantastic, and the way that the Emperor has been. Like in 5 and 6 had been a presence, and then just at the start of this one, it's like, right, he's going to be on this Death Star, and then just the way the guy's just like, we will redouble our efforts, you know, just straight away, just like, right, yes, yeah, okay, fine, yeah, okay, whatever, what do you know, I'm going to do it, don't worry, you know, the sense of menace, and then when he comes, he is like, yeah, shit, that is a scary guy. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting now as well, though, because you got Palpatine, such a presence during 1, 2, 3. It's kind of weird that he drops off again in 4. I mean, again, it's the kind of the retconning kind of thing. But it's weird that he's then just not there at all in 4. And obviously, Lucas just didn't even think about that in A New Hope. Because in A New Hope, it does just seem like Darth Vader, maybe Peter Cushing, but like Darth Vader is the man.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. I mean, does he go in when he does the Force choke thing in A New Hope? Does he come into that room saying the Emperor has just dissolved the Republic?
Something like that.
Yeah, so he does actually mention him in.
Well, he's mentioned a couple of times in 4, yeah.
Okay.
He's definitely he's not as much of he's not a visual presence, but it's definitely made known that Vader is. He's not the guy in command of everything. He has a boss, essentially. He's answerable to somebody.
No, fair enough then. That's awesome. I know you haven't liked the previous two, and I kind of think you're slightly nuts, but I don't know. It's interesting because I mean, to be fair, Jedi is a very different film from Empire, and it's why a lot of people think that Jedi is not as good. And I think Jedi is just as good for me, but in different ways. I think Empire is a good-looking film, but I think Jedi is almost better. I mean, the speeder bike chase, that shit still looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
The back projection, maybe not quite so much, but with the model work and the way that's comped into the shots, it's...
But the model work's fantastic. I can appreciate the fact that looks better. This will make sense. That looks better, even though it looks dated. And yes, you can pick out the kind of the mechanics of it. But I'd still take that looking dated any day over the CG looking dated in the prequels.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Because that still looks nice. You just know it works. You know how the magic trick works. CG just looks fucking ugly when it looks dated. Whereas that is, yeah, that's it. It's model work. It's a back screen, but somebody's made the back screen. Somebody's made the model. Yeah, yes, somebody's programmed it in the computer, but there's a difference to that kind of craft, I suppose. Which often I think gets lost in CG. I think CG works if you add craft into it, if it has a reason, not just simply because we can.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, to be fair, I mean the kind of the addition towards the end of the special edition of Jedi with like all the cities celebrating. It does, for me, it slightly takes away from the fact that I don't know. You only really have the kind of the heroes reuniting at the end, and they're kind of hugging, and that's it. You don't actually see them talking to each other, and I don't know. It kind of cuts away, and yeah, it's kind of showing that this is a galaxy-wide event and brilliant, and in a way, also, I mean, at the time in '97 when the special editions came out, it was basically kind of it's the first time you see Naboo.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, hey, here's a little sneak peek of what we've got coming in episode 1. And it's like, no, I'd rather actually spend that minute or so and maybe just have like the characters interact with each other a bit more, because they're not together a lot during this film.
Yeah, no, they're not. It's quite. It's a little bit. They're not. They're a little bit kind of spread out.
Yeah, I mean, the most they're ever together is in A New Hope. I mean, you've got, like Empire Strikes Back, you kind of have the start, but then they go their separate ways, and then by the time Luke comes back towards the end, Han's gone, and Chewie's gone as well. And then with Jedi, they're together, like, saving Han, but again, then Luke buggers off, comes back for about 5 minutes, goes away again, and it's a bit of a shame that. I mean, one of the things I'm looking forward to with Episode 7 is, like, hopefully seeing Hamill and Ford and Fisher interacting again.
Yeah.
I want to see what particularly Ford and Hamill, what their dynamic is like now, because they're both old men.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, in the original, like, Han Solo's constantly calling Luke kid. And I want to see where that is now. God, it's less than a week. It's less than a fucking week.
Still calling him kid.
Yeah, that would be good, eh? The thing is, I think we're not going to see much of Luke in Episode 7, but
I think we will, yeah.
The thing is, it's just if Han does die and we don't have anything between him and Luke, I'm going to be really sad. Because Han's going to die.
That is the expected theory, isn't it?
The scuttlebutt, isn't it? And that's going to make me so sad. I don't want that to happen. I'm just thinking about it. What if in a week's time we live in a world where Han Solo dies?
Where Han Solo is dead?
Fuck.
Yeah, well.
Maybe I don't want to watch the film.
I'm definitely not shit. Really enjoyed it.
Definitely not shit. Oh, I'm glad we finished with that one.
I'm glad. Because after 10 minutes of it, I was going, yeah, I'm not feeling this again. And then it just, as it went on, I was more and more going, no, do you know what? I'm liking this. I'm enjoying it. I'm getting into it. I'm actually, it started to get me. I still do, and I'll get fucking pelters for it. I know I will. I still do think that Star Wars is, as a world and everything like that people like it, I think is wonderful, but I still do think it is driven a lot by nostalgia. And that's not a bad thing, but I still cannot be fucking convinced that any of these are genuinely magnificent films. I just don't think they are. I like the fact that other people think they are, but I still can't be convinced. I do think there is an awful lot that drives the Star Wars universe is nostalgia, and that's not a problem, but it has to be there.
The thing is, if you were Jordan, I'd be slating you a lot more. But I just don't feel I don't feel like I can attack you that much. With George, I don't know, it's not like he's a punching bag. It's just I don't know, I quite enjoy arguing with him. I don't enjoy arguing with you. I don't enjoy arguing with Noel either, that's the thing. I really enjoy arguing with George, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I just with the Star Wars thing, I'm still not convinced, but like I said when we were talking about Empire, I am absolutely not a hater, and I am still looking forward to watching The Force Awakens. But if I enjoy it, it won't be to the same level as if somebody else who is completely invested in the world enjoys it. But I do genuinely hope that it's good.
We will find out soon.
We will. We do have a couple of questions, which I'll run through quickly because I'm very aware of time.
Yeah, that's right.
Tom at Mr. Tom Ripley. Which film character would you most like to replace with Donald Trump? E.g., I'd like to watch Trump versus Mechagodzilla. What a great question. Do you know what the first one that jumped into my mind when I read that question was?
Go on.
Steve Buscemi in Fargo. Just for the wood chipper scene.
Oh, fuck me. I mean, in a way, like Ash in the Evil Dead films, just for the amount of torture he gets.
Yeah.
Like Sam Raimi would love torturing
It
fucking
does
Donald
become
Trump,
a hero, though, doesn't it? That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
What we don't want is Donald Trump being a fucking hero. I honestly, my feelings on the Trump thing is ignore him and he'll go away. The amount of fucking press and everything he's getting is just the oxygen he needs to continue with this ridiculousness, because he has no intention of being president. He doesn't want to be president. He wants people to think he's president so he can get more of a voice and so that he can have more of a springboard for his ridiculous, disgraceful fucking bile that he spews out, because it makes him more fucking money.
Yeah.
The fact that
I'm not going to get into the Trump thing here. It's fucking retarded that he's able to get away with saying shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I signed that petition the other day because I genuinely think him saying stuff like that is going to make some people feel legitimized in enacting hate crimes.
It is doing that.
Yeah, it's a menace. It's an absolute fucking menace, and I know that this is not, this question's not intended like kind of making light about the Trump thing in a way, but it's just like I think making jokes about him is the most dangerous thing you can do at the moment, because it should be more people should be concentrating on trying to get him to fuck off and just scurry away and fuck off into a corner and die.
He won't fuck off until he dies.
No.
Is the unfortunate thing.
Yeah,
because he's got too much. Because Daddy left him too much money. That is the ridiculousness of Donald Trump. Is the fact is that he has all of this fucking hubris about, you know, the fact that he's rich and all of this lot. You've achieved nothing. Your dad left you the money. If you'd have put it in a fucking low yield bond when it first matured and you first got it, you'd have more money now than you do. He is a ridiculous buffoon.
Yeah.
Which character?
The guy in Hellraiser who fucking...
Oh, gets ripped apart.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good answer. Amish Baby Machine.
Okay.
At Amish B Machine. What a fucking incredible
Yeah, that is, man.
Yeah.
We haven't had anything from this guy before. I think I'd remember.
Yeah, the official American pop culture comedy experts, the Amish Baby Machine podcast. I am going to listen to that because of the great Twitter name. What movie franchises should be put out of their misery?
What franchises do we actually have that are going at the moment?
That should be put out of their misery. The Resident Evil movies.
Yeah, well,
for this because she loves them, but
I quite like the last one.
yeah, they should be put out of their misery.
I mean, like the last one, the next one is going to be the last one before they obviously reboot it.
Yeah, unless it makes money, and then they'll just change their mind again.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like the Romero Dead films, if he'd made one in the last few years, I mean, Diary and Survival were fucking both terrible films. The thing is, there's not that many franchises actually really going at the moment, are there? Like,
no, I mean it's the what is it one the Hunger Games kind of put itself out of its.
well, that's even though they are saying now they're going to do prequels,
No,
which is fucking retarded. But
I mean, yeah, because Isabel really liked the first two Hunger Games movies and likes the books and just hasn't mentioned Mockingjay Part 2 at all.
I genuinely don't have an answer to that because I can't think of. I mean, like I like the Fast films.
Yep.
You know, what else is? I mean, I like the Marvel
franchise they're trying to get going. That needs to be put up.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, Jesus. Fucking
already.
Christ. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good answer.
I am going to have an amazing amount of egg on my face if that film's good.
It's not going to be.
It's not going to be. I am that confident in it. But I will go into it giving it a fair chance. I promise.
No, you won't.
But it'll be shit.
Mm.
I will be wearing a Point Break fucking t-shirt and shouting, "Not my Johnny fucking Utah," every time a fucking Australian cunt comes on screen there.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
is that
it? Episode 138. What will we be covering next week, Ian?
Wars?
I would think wars will be happening.
Star Wars.
Yeah, so Star Wars next week, and then probably a load of fucking Christmas films. So we shall speak to you next week. Thank you very much for listening. At Ian Loring on Twitter, at DudeFoz on Twitter, at dudeandamonkey on Twitter, dudeandamonkey@gmail.com. Anything else to add, Ian?
I am good, sir.
Right, thank you very much for listening, guys. Speak to you soon.
Bye-bye.